Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Georgia and today I'm going to be watching episode 9 of Until We Meet Again. Last episode we had the Korn and In beach scene, which has kind of been living in my head rent-free. Standout scene of the episode for me. The rest of it is kind of a blur, and I feel like I felt that way after I finished episode 8 as well. It was just the beach scene that was there and everything else didn't matter anymore. But the whole episode was pretty much set at Dean's house, and Pharm and Manal and team were there teaching Del how to cook. So that was the plot point for the episode, so to speak. And Pharm ended up coming out to his mum and brother via FaceTime, with Dean sat right next to him, and they were so supportive, which was lovely. He also recognised, or well, intuitively recognised his niece in one of the pictures on Dean's family wall. So there's a relation from In and Dean there. So I'm thinking that Dean is a relative of In long down the ancestry line. And this episode, I'm looking forward to it because it looks like Sin. It looks like Sin has found some information on Korn. No, In. Wait, it was In, right? He found information on In because Korn, he can find much on Korn as if like the mafia had concealed his whole life existence or something. So he found info on In, which he's going to be meeting up with Dean to tell him, and hopefully the realization will hit. I'm hoping for less In and Korn flashbacks today. Less sad ones at least. Oh, I don't know. The beach scene was happy, wasn't it? Wait, the beach scene was so happy and it was awful. So the happy ones are just as bad actually. No. They're back to starting the whole entire episode off with them.
หน้าย่นนี่พี่กรณ์คิดอะไรอยู่อ่ะ
He's so soft with him. He must be so not used to people being nice to him.
ขโมยจูบ
แบบเนี้ยเรียกว่าจูบตรงไหนกัน
Damn, that's the first word you say.
พี่กรณ์
Now we know where Dean gets that from. That face is very Pharm of In as well.
แบบนี้ต่างหากที่เรียกว่าจูบ
โอ้ยพี่กรณ์เป็นคนแบบนี้เนี่ย
Count your lucky stars In. You had to work for this.
มีความสุขกัน
I want a timeline. How long were In and Korn actually together? I love this song, but I hate it so much at the same time. Is he having the dream again? He always gets the happy ones. That's In and Korn. Oh, he looks like he's been crying. Or sweating. Oh, he is crying! Oh no! He had a happy one, but he's still crying. He never cries. Jesus Christ, he's like a faucet. Oh, I thought he was looking nervous because he didn't want to see him, but he's letting him know that he's there.
เอ้ยดีนกูเจอน้องพามด้วยว่ะที่ป้อนขนมให้กูวันนั้นอะ
Yeah.
โคตรน่ารักเลยเดินเข้าห้องสมุดไปอะ
ขนมน้องพามว่ะ
หวานว่ะใครกินก็ติดใจ
The way they say it's different. Like, Team and Manal tease Pharm all the time, but that genuinely feels friendly, whereas this doesn't.
เดี๋ยวพวกมึงอ่านโจทย์ข้อต่อไปรอไปก่อนเดี๋ยวกลับมาถาม
ได้เอ้ยเดี๋ยวมึงแล้วค่าน้ำมึงอ่ะชักดาบ
มึงทำหน้าอย่างนี้อีกแล้วเมื่อคืนฝันอะไรแปลกๆแล้วดินิดหน่อยถ้ามึงมีเรื่องอะไรที่อยากรู้มากๆแต่คำตอบอยู่ตรงหน้าแต่ถ้ามึงรู้แล้วมันอาจจะเกิดปัญหามึงจะทำยังไงวะ
Why has he been putting off meeting with Sin?
มึงอาจจะต้องสงสัยไปตลอดชีวิต
You have to know.
หรือมึงอาจจะต้องสงสัยไปจนวันตายเลยนะเว้ยมันอาจจะทำให้ความสัมพันธ์มันแย่ลง อาจจะให้ทำให้ดีขึ้น มันเอาไม่ได้เลยวะ
Better.
แล้ว
Hopefully.
กูจะไม่มีวันปล่อยมือเด็ดขาด
ก็แค่นั้นปะ
There
วะ
you go then.
งั้นมึงก็รู้ไปเลย มึงก็ไม่มีวันปล่อยมือจากเขาอยู่ดี แล้วมึงจะคิดมากทำไมวะ
Go and win.
ก็จริงของมึง
บางทีนะเว้ย มึงก็กลัวมากเกินไป อาจจะเป็นเพราะมึงให้ความสำคัญกับเขามาก
I'd be very scared, like, for my own mental health, finding out.
อ๋อ เชื่อกูเหอะ ยังไงแฟนมึงก็คงไม่ปล่อยมือจากมึงเหมือนกัน เจอกัน
I wonder if Win really envies what Dean and Palm has. Because it seems like in the winning team FWB thing, Team is the one that pushes Win away all the time, as if he doesn't want people to find out about them. So I wonder if he like genuinely wants what Dean and Palm have. Oh my god. Not the beach!
พี่ดีน
พี่เป็นอะไรหรือเปล่าครับ
Oh my god, Dean is going through it today. He hasn't even found out yet.
พามพี่รักพามนะ
Don't know if he'll say it back. I don't know. Palm, I know you're shy, but say something.
พามก็รักพี่ดีนะครับ
Yay! And he doesn't look disgusted by the kiss as well. This is a win-win-win. It seems like the interference of the memories, emotions really do influence what happens in their relationship. Now Palm doesn't care. Oh my god, don't put these people near Palm again.
อ้าวน้องพาวเด็กอะไรไม่รู้นะโคตรหน้าหมั่นเคี้ยวเลยวะ
เฮ้ย กลับมานั่งดีๆไป
เขาก็ห่วงของเขาแหละ ต้องเข้าใจเล่นก็ไม่ได้ เล่นนิดเล่นหน่อยก็ไม่ได้ถ้าเป็นห่วง
What do you mean play with him? This. Ugh.
เจอกัน
ไปคนเดียวนะ น้องเอาทิ้งไว้เนี่ย
No
ไปกู
way.
ละ
2-3 วันมานี้พี่ดินดูเครียดๆมีอะไรให้ผมช่วยไหมครับ
So much affection in this episode.
ชาร์จพลังแล้วครับ
Oh.
กลับดีๆนะครับ
ครับ พี่ดินก็กลับดีๆนะครับ
เวลาเรารออะไรมันนานแค่ไหนเมื่อได้พบเธอ
This is like a Dean-centric episode, isn't it? I feel like we've never had this much Dean. Like we're seeing Palm go home. Normally we're in the car with Palm, where he usually cries. But this time it's all Dean. Oh, okay. We're in the car with Palm now. Don't start crying after I just made a joke. Although, it's kind of the opposite, isn't it? Palm is like hella happy this episode. And Dean is going through it. He just kissed his hand. How sweet is that? The hand that charged up Dean. Oh, we're at the restaurant. It's time. Oh my god. This is so... Does he know the information? Because why is he acting so tense? Wait, what is this room in the restaurant? Wait, it actually does feel like he's just walked into an interrogation room now.
ทำไมถึงให้พี่ตามหา2 คนเนี้ย
ผมฝันถึงใครบางคน
I'm surprised he's told
แล้วผม
people
ตาม
about
หา
these
มาตลอด
dreams.
แล้วผมก็เจอ ก็พบว่าความฝันของเรา เชื่อมโยงกัน พวกเรา ชื่อกร กับอินทัศน์
He has actually pieced it together well. I feel like this could be the revelation.
สิ่งที่ผมค่อนข้างมั่นใจก็คือ
Oh my god, he doesn't even need the info to figure it
หนึ่ง
out.
ในสองคนนั้น
Oh, wait, maybe not.
ยิงตัวตาย
Oh, I thought he was going to say, I'm quite sure that I am Korn. One of them committed suicide. Unfortunately, you don't know the rest of the story.
แล้วตอนนี้ผมเริ่มมั่นใจว่าผม
Yes! Oh my god, he's so
คนที่ยิงตัวตาย
smart!
คนนั้น
Sid is like, whoa. What did he find out? In is one of your relatives? What a shit picture. Oh, well, yeah, it makes sense. I'm surprised they got a picture like that actually, considering it was like the 80s or whatever. Oh no. Dina's getting emotional. I hate it.
1 2 3
Why was the picture ripped? It ripped Korn out of it.
คนในภาพชื่ออินทัสฆ่าตัวตายตอนอายุ18 หลังจากถ่ายภาพนี้ได้แค่เดือนเดียว มึงจำภาพไปหน่อยนะดิน คนที่มึงให้กูตามหาฆ่าตัวตายทั้งคู่ในวันเดียวกัน พูดให้ชัดคือคนที่ชื่อกรฆ่าตัวตายก่อน แล้วคนที่ชื่ออินฆ่าตัวตายตาม
อินทัศน์ชัดโพคิน
มึงคุ้นนามสกุลนี้ไหม
Is that similar to his grandma? Oh. Just I think I'm putting the pieces together. It's like, no.
มึงรู้จักคนที่ชื่ออันธิกาชัดโพคินไหม รู้ไหมนามสกุลก่อนแต่งของแม่คืออะไร ส่วนคนในรูปอ่ะ มีศักดิ์เป็นน้องชายของยายมึง ซึ่งเป็นตาแท้ๆของมึงเอง
That is so weird. That's so weird. Oh no.
นี่พี่กรณ์อีกไม่นาน เราก็จะได้อยู่ด้วยกันแล้วนะ
I hate the show. I hate the show.
อีกนิดเดียว
Only 18 years. Man, that the lingering shots on their
แต่ถ้าอินอยู่กับ
faces.
พี่
I need to just start
ไม่เจอ
looking
เรื่องดี
away.
เลย
อินจะพาพี่ไปเจอเรื่องสนุกเยอะแยะเลยนะ เชื่ออินนะ
They had so much hope.
พี่รัก
Oh!
ไอ้นายก่อน
Don't blame him.
ไอ้ก่อนมึงเป็นเลวไอ้ก่อนมึงเป็นเลวไอ้ยี่ก่อน
Oh my god, okay. Don't do this while driving. He's so mad at Korn, but like, if it weren't for Korn, he wouldn't have found Pharm. Oh, yeah. He explains it all now.
รับรองพี่บอกนะ
Oh. Is he actually gonna tell Pharm? The actor's doing a great job of showing the conflicting emotions here. The whole episode, in fact. I just don't even know how you start to broach the conversation.
พี่ดิน
Definitely give him a hug this time.
ขอค้างด้วยนะ ครับ จะเล่าให้ฟังหมดทุกอย่าง
I'm nervous for him. Does he have any clothes that would fit him?
กางเกงในตัวนี้พี่ดินน่าจะใส่ได้อยู่ แต่ว่าผมไม่มีเสื้อไซส์พี่ดิน
How do you have trousers that fit him? I wonder what Pharm is theorizing in his head right now. The trousers. I guess they don't technically fit him. Oh no, he's not gonna tell him tonight, is he?
เอามันเตียงดี
พี่ดินตัวโตครับ เตียงผมก็เล็กนิดเดียวผมกลัวพี่ดินจะอึดอัด
What? How could you possibly think that? I think Dean is expecting to hug all night with his frame of mind right now. He always makes that face. It's really reminding himself of every part of him. But you need to tell him. Is he just gonna sleep on top of him? He always tenses up at first, Pharm does. And then as soon as, you know, he gets over it, then he starts showing the affection back and getting more comfortable.
อยู่ตรงนี้ห้ามอยู่ตรงนี้แล้วนะพี่ดีนจะเปลี่ยนไปหรือเปล่า
ไม่เปลี่ยน ไม่มีวันเปลี่ยน
If anything, I think finding out about it will bring them closer together because, you know, it enforces that they're soulmates and meant to be together. The worrying part, I would think, is the effect that it has on themselves, like their mental health and stuff. Because finding out, as we saw through Dean in this episode, finding out about your past life is really traumatic and sad. Well, especially given how sad that life was and what a tragic end it came to, and then also finding out it was one of your relatives as well. So I don't know if it crossed his mind, but he is in love with a reincarnation of his grandfather. So like, I would be having thoughts about that. But first and foremost, like, the overwhelming emotion is the big thing really, isn't it? Like, even just from the dreams he had at the start of the episode, he was flowing with tears, and then finding out the truth really set him off. He was crying for the whole episode, and it was so different to see the passive Dean just being so emotional and sensitive, and it was so sweet. But obviously not very nice because he was clearly struggling with all the news that he'd heard, and he hasn't shared it with Pharm yet. And I mean, Pharm, we all know how that's going to go. He's going to start crying instantly. Probably as soon as one of the names is mentioned. Props to Sin. He did some good digging there, and he really did find everything that he needed, I guess. I want to know if any of their friends are still alive. They should be. Right? Like, that's what I don't understand. Dean's grandmother is dead, who was In's sister. She must have been like in her 50s when she died then, so she's died pretty young. Like, I know she's Dean's grandmother and we usually think, oh, grandmothers are old, but the time like that I have in my head, she must have died quite young. Surely their friends are still alive out there. Now, I don't think they could be played by the same actors if they did decide to bring them back. Like, I don't think they could age up like Perth to be a 60-year-old man. But I'd like to see whether their friends have any connection with them, or, you know, even Dean's mum. When she meets Pharm, will she have some like immediate rush of a connection to him because she was obviously connected to In? So whether she has that same feeling, I know she's not like on Dean level of connection, but she could still have something. I think that did a really, really good job of portraying Dean's struggles in this episode. He really did stand out, and it was so nice to see a more Dean-centric episode because of how, you know, icy he is. We don't really see much of his inner feelings, which, thinking about it now, we didn't even get that, did we? We see Pharm talking inside his head all the time, like when he's reading texts and stuff. We never ever see Dean, and we didn't get any of that this episode. I quite like to hear a Dean inner monologue. I think that would be cool. But the emotions really showed what he was thinking a lot of the episode. And also, I found that he's a bit more open than I thought. He's open with the people that he's close with. Like, he told Sorn and Win about his dreams. And I didn't expect that of him. Like, to tell his friends that he's dreaming about a boy and dreaming about a couple. You just wouldn't really expect a guy like him to admit that he's having romance dreams, but he did. And Win gave him some very good advice. No team women now in this episode. Oh my goodness. Or doubt. Oh my god. The weird thing about these episodes is, like, they seem to fly by, but not too much happens. It's like they have a lot of scenes where there's no dialogue at all. Like they're just walking somewhere or looking for a book. There's no speaking at all. And I think that's what's so different about this show compared to the other ones I've seen, because the other ones, they're always filled with dialogue or sound effects. Is there sound effects in this show? I don't think there is. Actually, there definitely is. I vaguely remember there being sound effects in like a Manaus scene or something, surely. Or is there? I don't actually know. I'm immune to sound effects now. This is so weird. I don't think there is. There definitely isn't as many in this show as there is in GMM TV shows. But that's besides the point. Most of the other shows, they either have lots of sound effects, constant dialogue, and a backing track, while there is almost always noise. Like there's always music playing. And that's another thing, they actually like play the proper lyrics of the songs. In the GMM TV shows, they like just play the instrumentals and stuff, whereas this show does a mixture of both a lot of the time. But there are so many scenes where they just have the dun 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 dun, like stuff like that playing for like minutes at a time with zero dialogue. It's absolutely crazy, but it doesn't get boring. That's why it's so weird, this show. There's so much time where there's zero dialogue. Like I wonder if someone has calculated it, because I'd say there was like perhaps 5 minutes in this episode of zero dialogue, whereas I don't think you would find that in like a GMM TV show or something. I think there's constant dialogue in that, or if there isn't, it feels different. It feels so like slow in this episode, but not dull, not boring. They're just like walking, doing normal things. It feels more real, like just someone walking somewhere without speaking, rather than having constant dialogue, whether it be an inner monologue or whatever. They're just doing stuff. Oh, GMM TV does have moments where they don't speak. It's normally when they stare at each other, but then that's like, you know, the scene is them staring at each other, whereas Until We Meet Again, they could literally just be walking along doing nothing, and that is time in the episode. Or looking for books, and then Dean checking his phone once, and then looking for Pharm. Like there's so many moments where they don't speak, but it doesn't feel like the episode drags on, which is why it's so weird. Like, how is that entertaining? I don't know, but I don't get bored in the episodes. But then the episode flies by, and I can think of like 2 things of note that happened. Dean was conflicted about going to Sin to find out the truth. He went to Sin to find out the truth. He broke down and went to Pharm's place. Like, that's basically the sum up of the episode, and somehow took 50 minutes, but it wasn't boring. This show is crazy. It actually is. Oh, we had an In and Korn flashback at the start. That was nice. Yeah. Oh, and Dean and Pharm said I love you. Oh, that was so sweet. And yeah, Pharm, a little bit of an ick I have is how disgusted Pharm looks sometimes, but he is funny. Like, I don't know, because sometimes it really takes you out of it when Pharm is looking like, don't touch me, and then Dean is like touching him. But then as soon as it like starts, he settles in and he, you know, starts comforting Dean back and touching him back or whatever. It's just the initial face that he makes when he's like, ugh, when he's like cringing. I think it's just because he's shy, but the way it comes across is that he like doesn't want Dean to do it, and then it makes you think, oh, is this consensual or not, because of the way he's looking. But I think he does. He's just shy. He's like tensing up, like, oh, okay, this is happening, which in a way I can relate to that. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching my reaction to episode 9 of Until We Meet Again. If you want to watch my uncut reactions from Until We Meet Again, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for episode 10. Bye!